Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm your host, PattSun, and today we're going to be taking a look at r/relationships, where OP is now suffering the consequences for ignoring the red flags. Let's begin. Oh, he's just a friend. Posted by Reddit user vreg1922.
There goes our first anniversary plan in the drain. It's been almost a year that I've been married to my wife. I've already been to a couple of international tours with her this year. Given the economy, I've decided to celebrate by traveling domestic, someplace in the mountains or nature. I've grabbed my Mac to go to Expedia, then saw that her account was already logged into Google. Trust me, I wouldn't have looked at her photos unless I caught her lying about a different thing a week ago, about not crossing our personal boundaries and share personal information with her girlfriends. We had a very small fight and lo and behold I've caught her talking about it to her friends. We have agreed that personal stuff should remain in between us. I see hundreds of photos of her with this another friend since 2014 to 2021. He moved to another country in 2021. I've married her in 2022. I've asked her to be open about her past when we started our marriage. She mentioned this person as just a friend, didn't show me more than a couple of photos of him. While we discussed about her other real fiends at length, and I've even met a couple of guys who I felt were nothing more than friends. Coming to the photos, they made it obvious that they had been in a relationship since several years, which she hid from me. The worst thing is she is in contact with him, texts him, not too frequently but is in contact with him even after our marriage. I learned that a small decorative piece that's hung on our bed was gifted by him as her wedding present. I am beyond devastated. All hints she shared over the past year now flash in front of me, making me think if she's even committed in this. I've never swooped in on her texts, gave her the privacy she needed, but now I think I need to look at her texts. I am in a dilemma if that's the right thing to do. She is currently with her family out of town attending to a medical emergency, and I don't know how to confront her when she is back. All my trust has been shattered. My heart is broken. Update. Thank you everyone for your comments. I almost had a panic attack after this, then I've pulled myself up and went for a walk. I was beyond enraged initially. I got angry because of all the lies and the big FU that was on my bed for the past several months, and honestly felt very depressed. I have saved some photos that I've discovered. Based on several of your comments, I've decided that I'll wait for a few days once she is back and try to get hold of the texts before I speak to her about it. Since a few of you have asked, I believe that she wasn't in direct contact with the ex after he left the country before our marriage. But the what if did go through my head. That's what would she have done if he were still around. She being currently out of town seems to be a genuine family medical need. I don't hate her yet, but I don't know if the love between us is pure anymore. I remember telling her at one point early in our marriage, when she asked what if our love diminishes or isn't that pure anymore. I've clearly said that. There'd be no point in being together then. I want to thank everyone once again.
OP, this is your life, and that is a huge red flag. The very same red flag that you chose to ignore very early in your relationship. Look man, once you catch a lie like this, most likely there are more. That's why you need to look. Since she lied, it's better to make sure. Remember, when you go searching, you will always find something. Mentally prepare for the worst. Have a drink or a smoke or something before you do it. Get the pictures and every proof that you can about everything. Even if you don't need it for court purposes, it will be great to have it on hand when family and friends give you shit for the divorce. Good luck, my friend. And now for today's second story. My husband wants physical attention, but I think this is unreasonable at the moment. Posted by Reddit user ThrowRA single use.
My husband and I have been together for 10 years and married for 6. Our relationship has been good. We are friends, we get on, we hang out, we've worked together, we've traveled together, we talked family, goals, politics, children, finances, etc. We are sexually compatible. Apart from a couple of awkward months when we first started living together, and he wanted sex all the time and I couldn't keep up. We talked through it and figured things out, hence being together. All this to say, we have a good relationship generally. We agreed that we would try to have children in our 30s and stopped all birth control on my 30th birthday. I fell pregnant in January this year and we were both thrilled. Went for the first scan. All was great. We told our parents we were expecting just 3 weeks ago, but unfortunately 9 days ago, I had a miscarriage. Doctors said there was nothing we could have done differently, and that sometimes this just happens. 3 days ago, I went for a follow-up scan to make sure my womb is clear of any tissues and mentioned a fever and pain, which started the day before the appointment. It turns out I had an infection and needed to have minor surgery as a matter of urgency to resolve it. So 2 days ago I had the operation, general anesthetic, an hour, overnight stay for observation, and thankfully that went well. I'm literally counting down hours to my next dose of painkillers and am very much an emotional mess still because of the miscarriage. I can hardly sit up because of the wound from the surgery and am only moving when necessary. For a bit of a distraction, I picked up my journal for the first time in a couple of weeks today, and my husband came in the room and asked if I am writing about the best blowjob that I will give him tonight. I asked him what makes him think that I have any thoughts of sex or blowjobs at the moment. He asked why I wouldn't. I said because I had a miscarriage last week and emergency surgery a couple of days ago, so I'm just trying to keep myself together and not constantly be in tears because of the emotional or physical pain I'm in. He picked up his phone and went off to another room and hasn't spoken to me since. How can I resolve this? TLDR. I had a miscarriage 9 days ago and an emergency operation 2 days ago, and my husband wants a blowjob, but I told him I wasn't even thinking about it. Now he's ignoring me. Edit. Thank you to everyone who has responded. I fell asleep after posting, so I am quite overwhelmed by finding so many replies waiting. I just wanted to make some things clear. He has been a great partner until this. I can't think of any other selfish or inconsiderate behavior. In the past, when I've been ill, he's taken care of me and been loving and caring. I know I'm very emotional at the moment. That's why I wanted to check that I'm not overreacting by being upset and angry. I agree that he is in the wrong by asking how to resolve this. I guess I was hoping to get some suggestions on how to address this because he's not talking to me. And I don't want to ignore this, and frankly, I need his help at least for the next couple of days. I don't have anyone nearby to go stay with and didn't think it would be necessary.
OP, you can't resolve something that isn't your fault. This is 100% on your husband. You're an emotional mess. You just had a miscarriage and is currently going through post-operation. You're going through something very traumatizing, and his only concern is getting his dick in your mouth? Seriously? That's absolutely fucking ridiculous. Try talking to him again. If he still doesn't listen, then your last hope to be to go to couples therapy. See how it goes from there. And now for today's final story. My wife had been very distant. Oh no, I wonder why. Posted by Reddit user Throwaway199179.
I don't know how to feel and need help. So me and my wife have been married for 2.5 years. Before that we dated for 3 and have been best friends for a while. I'm 33 and she's 32. The first year and a half of our marriage things have been rough. I know she struggles with mental health, but her libido has gone to non-existent since the day we got married, and she started taking medications. I'm fine with this and have always been understanding of mental health, so I never tried to make it an issue. So she started her first job since we got married after 2 years and things seemed alright. It wasn't her ideal career start, but I was always encouraging her to try and find what she actually wants to do while getting experience. Well, last month hit and her coworkers started accusing her of some pretty terrible things. Sexual misconduct. And I backed her and told her if she wanted to leave the job she could, which she hated working there at this point after under 7 months, and she quit before the work investigation was up. One little thing about my wife is she is very reclusive, partly due to her mental health, and she never had too many friends, same with me. So after she left her job, within a week she started telling me she wanted to work on herself, hid the fact she started experimenting with marijuana from me. She has this friend from her old job she never told me about and is driving her to work late at night. Apparently she works night shift an hour away. When I try to check on my wife, she gets very irritable, doesn't want me physically touching her, and shuts down any time I try to talk to her. Every time I walk in the room, she quickly shuts her phone off and turns it upside down. My nerves are all over the place and I couldn't imagine her cheating. But I've been cheated on by a previous significant other and this feels the same. I'm just asking for advice and need to know if I'm overthinking it. Has anybody had a significant other that needed to work on themselves and started shutting you out? How did it work out? Sorry if this seems scattered, I feel sick and don't know what to do. TLDR. Wife has been very distant, won't let me cuddle or even physically touch her. Driving friend I never met late at night to their job. Supposedly another woman working a night shift and hiding things from me. I don't want to assume she is cheating, but I'm severely nervous as she will do nothing to make me feel better. She keeps telling me she wants to work on her mental health. And then, Opus posted this short update in the comments below. After talking here, I just confronted her and was informed that after 7 years she has never loved me. I'll be closing the thread down. Thank you for any replies.
Well, I'm not even surprised. It sounds like she just used you for 7 years to have a comfortable life and was probably cheating the entire time. When a woman doesn't or barely has sex with her man, 9 times out of 10 she's fucking someone else. And her saying, I need to work on myself, is her basically admitting to it. Take this lesson to heart so you don't become a gullible donut again in your next relationship. Good luck, OP. Viewer support is the best way for me to remain independent and continue bringing you these daily videos, which will always be here on my channels for you to watch absolutely free. So please consider subscribing to me on Rumble and on YouTube. Both will be linked in the description box down below. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you even somewhat enjoyed today's story, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you really like it, consider subscribing to PattSun to never miss a future upload. Stay strong.